Hello, everybody. Welcome to Monday. The S&P 500 was down 0.4% today. Really kind of a lot of things happening this week, especially on Thursday. We're going to get the PCE report, which is the Fed's favored measure of inflation. And the rumors are and the analyst expectations are that it'll actually be a little bit higher than it was. So, for example, they're looking at a possibility of having a 0.4% increase in the core PCE for January. The target's 2%. So if you take 0.4 times 12, you get 4.8%. So annualized for that 1 month, it's a lot higher than where we were going. And then obviously right now over the last 12 months is at 2.9%. So you're bound to have, some ups and downs, but combined with kind of CPI being a little bit higher and PPI, which is the producer price index, the wholesale being a little bit higher than expected. So this is probably why they're expecting PCE to be higher. We'll have to actually see what the number is before we get, too concerned. However, if you look at the last 3 months before this report, PCE was actually annualizing out at 1.5%. And the Fed doesn't like to go really below 2%. Even at 1.75%, they start to get concerned because, again, they don't want to have a deflationary situation. So having 1 month that kind of brings up, some other months that were quite low is probably fine. On a 6-month basis, we were annualizing out at 2%. So, we'll see how this plays out and look at it, over a little bit of a longer period of time as far as that goes. But it could create some volatility in the market. You definitely have this push, from the AI and NVIDIA's earnings report last week that was so fantastic. NVIDIA was actually up again today, hit a record high close. So, things are still moving along in that direction. But I do think we're going to see, the market probably sitting around this week waiting for that PCE report to see, how it relates to the other inflation reports that we've gotten so far. And, whether or not inflation is kind of starting to reinflate, which I think is the biggest risk we have, at least for this particular rally. But I don't see it as a really high risk. I just see it as a higher risk than a recession, at least in the shorter term here, just personally, because things are kind of hopping. And with the stock market doing quite well, and that it creates wealth for people that they feel like they can go out and do things, financially. So kind of eases financial conditions some. So anyway, that's what's happening today. Nothing to be too concerned about one way or another. PCE will work its way out. The market will start to focus back on earnings and what's happening in these other areas. But I do think they'll be more focused this week on the inflationary issue because of this report on Thursday. So anyway, look forward to seeing you tomorrow, and we'll see what happens then. Thank you very much.